Hello YouTube, this is Daniel, and I'm here to talk about a current computer build I have going on right now. I currently want to build a computer, maybe more of a workhouse computer, powerhouse computer, not really a gaming machine, but kind of a gaming machine, like play some gaming, but mainly for working. So I have some parts coming today, and today would be Tuesday, July 15th, I think. So here are the current parts that I have now. Right now I have the brains, or the heart of it, the Gigabyte Gigabyte S78 LMT USB 3 motherboard. This motherboard is micro ATX, and it has, I bought this from Micro Center, and it has humidity protection with electrostatic protection, power failure protection, and high temperature protection. I'm assuming with the high temperature protection it shuts the computer off if there is too much power going, or like so much heat going through it. It is compatible with the AM3 Plus sockets, as well as like AM3 and AM2, I think. Oh, cool. I don't know if it's compatible with any Intel processors, but it is compatible with AMD Athlon processors, Athlon 2, and more. It has the AMD 760G chipset with ATI Radeon 3000 graphics and an unlocked FX processor. Okay, and it is USB 3 as stated in the model number. Well, I think how the electrostatic protection works, it uses a chip right here. Where's the chip? There it is. There's a chip right here. Where's the picture? Oh, there you go. And this is the electrostatic protection chip. I don't know how it works. Well, here's the idea. Gigabyte Ultra Durable 4 Classic motherboard features high resistance ICs which help protect the motherboard against electrostatic discharge. And that's the 3 times better than traditional one. And the humidity protection. Humidity can be havoc on motherboards and circuitry. On a motherboard circuitry, Gigabyte's new classic fabric PCB design helps protect against electrical shorts due to humidity by reducing the gap spaces in between PCB filaments. So this one, for humidity, it's a different type of motherboard and how it's designed. Power failure protection. It has two BIOS chips. One's the main BIOS and one's the backup BIOS. So there's two in case the main one goes out. I don't know if you can replace the main one when it goes out, but it does switch to the backup BIOS if it gets broken. Unfortunately, I am not sure if you can replace the main BIOS, and I don't know what would happen if the second BIOS would go out, so I don't know. Power loss during BIOS update could lead to a main BIOS failure. So this is more intended for power surges or an update failure on your BIOS. Permanent damage from your power surge or failure during BIOS update can be avoided with Gigabyte Dual BIOS with automatically enables a secondary backup BIOS. Enables use. Gigabyte also uses anti-surge ICs to protect against motherboard power surges. And that's all them graphs right there. And here's the high temperature protection. Gigabyte uses solid capacitors and low RDSs on MOSFETs, which are rated to work at a higher temperature, providing longer component lifespan. And that's a picture of how that all works. Here's some of the small things it's got down here. I don't know what DX10, I think it's DirectX 10 support with the DVI connector and the HDMI, which stands for High Definition Multimedia Interface. All capacitors are solid. In other words, all the capacitors are in that kind of look, have that look. And an on and off charge availability, which allows you to charge your phone or something like that while the computer is off, and turn in when it's on too. So that is the motherboard. Oh wait, there's socket AM3 plus. So where does it say? There it is, socket AM3 plus. I don't think you'd be able to read it if the compression of YouTube or something. But it's not a gaming motherboard. I don't know if it is. It doesn't seem like it, but I think it'll do okay with older games like Half-Life 2 or something like that. That's the motherboard, and man, it was about 50 bucks at Micro Center, so I probably won't be expecting the best of everything. Came with this software, but since I'm not installing this, this is compatible for, I'm believing, only Windows. I'm not sure, we'll see. But I'm using Ubuntu 14.04 LTS. The LTS stands for long-term support, 64-bit. So I'm using that, and I don't know if the software that comes on this disk is compatible with Ubuntu. So this is my burnt copy you can get off Ubuntu's website. Ubuntu is a Linux-based operating system, and it is designed in kind of like a home use. There is a version for servers though. And right here I have the speaker. I have this speaker. My father, a long time ago, maybe in 2000, he built his own computer, and last time I tried to use it, it crashed and it didn't work, and the computer wouldn't turn on. I guess the electrical charges got to it because even the VGA wouldn't even work. So we junked the computer, and I pulled this speaker out of it before my father junked it. So I'm going to put a piece of history inside the computer and let this speaker live on. So that's what that is. And I have a Zoom 56K dial-up modem. I don't know what kind of chipset or what kind of modem type it is. I think it's well, I really don't know, but it's a PCI slot. Oh yeah, by the way, the motherboard does come with 3 PCI slots. One PCI regular slot, like one of these card edge connectors, PCI Express, which is the small connector, like very tiny one, and a graphics version, which is the PCIe times 16 graphics card slot, which is used for graphics, of course. This is the phone line for the modem. I bought this modem a long time ago, so that box is missing, and it was for another computer. This right here is a... Oh, by the way, the motherboard does have a pin header for COM and LPT, even though it does not have those ports. I will demonstrate a more in-depth look when we begin a test power-up on a test workbench. But anyway, this is just a simple bracket with a DB9 thing on it, and it has the pin header for the COM port on the motherboard. I'm going to probably be using this computer a lot with my Altair 8800, and this is where the computer is supposed to go. Okay, we pull the things that I already demonstrated out. I'll keep the motherboard in because it is kind of I like how it's sitting there. I've been a little cheap on this one. This is probably the only purchase that I regret doing. I don't know if it'll be the case. This is the processor. This is the AMD Athlon 2. I think it's a 3 gigahertz processor. It was made in 2009. This is I think diffused in Germany. I don't know what that means. It's a second generation, or the AMD Athlon 2. I don't know. I think it's a 3 gigahertz processor. 250. I don't really know all the specs. I will pull them up when I do a test power up with the motherboard. I got this, and it also comes with a little sticker. I got this from a website called Ascentech, and right after I bought this processor, I learned that site is not trusted, and it is not a good site to buy things. I bought things from their site before. For example, I've bought new keyboard and new CPU fan for my laptop. Those all work fine, and a new CD drive / DVD drive for my Micron PC. Those have not shown any signs of wear, or not wear, but I mean, it hasn't shown signs of brokenness or whatever. It hasn't broke yet, and it hasn't been questionable to its use yet, to their uses. So hopefully, knowing after checking out that rating and how the site's not a good trusted site, I'm not going to use that site ever again, but hopefully this is processor will work. If it doesn't, it'll be the first product I bought from there that doesn't work. But the processor does not look like it's been used. If it has, it hasn't been used a lot because it's in its box and it has a sticker. It even there's no thermal paste of any kind that was left on it if there was. I think that maybe there is some remains of it because it does look slightly discolored. But the diffused in Germany, I don't know what that is, but I'm going to look that up and I'll tell you what it could mean in the video that I tested in. And there's some dirt on the plastic. It did not come in any sort of protection, so I happen to have an ESD bag lying around and I put the processor in there and leave it in there until it's ready for a demonstration. Alrighty, what else do we have in here? This is a bunch of LEDs and switches for the test power-up, so I can test the computer for a power-up. Yeah, they just plug into the pin headers on the motherboard. And as I know, I don't think the power supply I ordered comes with one of these power connectors for the motherboard, so I have a spare one just in case. And I think that is it. If you didn't notice, you probably would now. You notice that part of the box is missing. It's just I had to cut it off for the rebate, so I get $10 back from it. Unfortunately, and that's not going to be coming for a while. So yeah, the motherboard does come with manual, and it did come with that CD I just said. That disc was inside. I don't know why I've removed it. It does come with the manual. Comes with 2 SATA plugs, which will be useful because the hard drive I ordered does not. The hard drive probably does not have any with it. Yeah. So. And yeah. Also, the motherboard also has built-in IDE header, so no floppy disk header. I would definitely use that if it did have a header, but it doesn't. This is probably going to be the first computer I've built that does not have the ability to use a floppy disk drive. I've never built a computer in my life, and I am, well, my first build, and hopefully it'll work out. Alright, I'm going to put all the stuff back in its safety place inside my mini entertainment center cabinet. Oh, by the way, this is going to be a temporary use until I get another one of these that actually has both DB25 or parallel port and a DB9 port on the bracket. It's coming from China, so that's going to be for a little while. It says delivery estimate August 7th, so that's not for a while. It is July 15th as of when I'm making this video, so that is going to be a while. So I'll show you a picture of everything on the internet of what I'm getting and an in-depth review, talk about that. Today I'm getting the RAM and a card reader, which I'll show, and I'm also getting the what is it? I'm also getting the power supply today. So today I'm going to do a test bench and set up a test bench, see if everything works. Because I did kind of drop this motherboard a little bit, but not so far, like 6 inches. I just want to make sure it works too when it powers up. No dents and scratches on it. I will, when I pull it out and do the test, I'll do a video and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it out of the box, and I'll show more features that it has that I did not explain in this video. So that's all the stuff in here, and I'll come back with on my iMac showing all of the other parts that is coming and what I'm getting. Alright guys, this is my Amazon page. I wish list all the items that I need or want for in this computer. That's the 25 pin or the parallel and the COM port bracket that I ordered. I'll show you a picture of that. I think I have it. So this is what I bought. That's basically what it is. It says 39. I've been sold. I am that 39th person. There was originally 38, and it is, as you can see, the shipping says between July 25th to the 8th to August 8th, and $1.68 packaging. $1.68 shipping and handling with $2.99 for the price. Well, I paid a pretty good price for it. And this seller is pretty trusted too. So that is that port, I call it, or the port I'm getting. And I'm going to go ahead and explain things in order to make you understand. So the whole case I'm going with is an AeroCool, which I've ordered already. The AeroCool AeroCool Micro ATX / Mini ITX Dead Silence series case with a top removable dust cover. It's a very nice looking case. It's green, and AeroCool just released this case. The picture's having some issues loading. There we go. So it's going to be all nice. I ordered it without the window, but maybe in the future I will probably buy the window. The window just goes over here on the side, and it's just kind of a little box. So the AeroCool case has the ability to install up to 4 fans. It already has 2 built in, so 2 that goes on the top of that case. Goes underneath that panel. It has 2 VGA ports. I'm sorry, not 2 VGA. I meant 2 USB 3 ports and 2 USB ports on the case with its own headers. One header for the USB for the 2 USB ports, and one USB 3 header for the USB 3 ports. It does come with a power button and a reset switch. It also has line in and line out, or headphones and microphone jacks on the top of the case. Everything that you needed to turn the computer on is on the top of the case. And it also comes with hard drive indicator. I think the power button does have a light on in it. And that should be coming next week roughly. It has 2 slots, one for a 5 1/4 inch bay for a DVD drive or a controller. I'm going to be using a DVD drive in this case. I was going to go for a Blu-ray, but I kind of did some thinking, and we don't really use Blu-ray discs and whatnot. And I do have an external Blu-ray drive, so if I need it, I have it. And a 3 1/2 inch bay could be used for maybe a smaller controller fan, or a card reader, which I'm going to be using for the card reader, or even a floppy drive, if in fact the motherboard had a pin headers for the floppy drive, but it does not, so that stinks. This case is pretty small, and it can fit a lot of things in it, which is very good. Oh yeah, support for 2 1/2 inch drives and 2 2 1/2 inch drives or SSDs, or support for 2 hard drives or 2 3 1/2 inch drives. One I'm using is going to be SATA. Yep. Yeah. Alrighty, now that is that case. Network connection was not as good as it used to. This one's the most cheapest one I've purchased. This is just a simple card reader. Since I don't have anything, I cannot put a floppy drive in that slot. I'm just going to put in a simple card reader, and I don't know of any good 3 1/2 inch drives or 3 1/2 inch fan controllers out there. So I'm just going to put in a simple card reader. It does your normal things, has a simple USB 2 port, plugs into the USB 2 header on your motherboard. My motherboard has 2 USB 2 headers. Support for all sorts of cards, the compact flash, SD cards, I don't know what, a flash drive, which plugs into that USB port. You can use it for any other things. Micro SD, what is that? XD something card. Picture card, I guess, and the old Sony memory stick. I don't know if it can support the new one, or Memory 2 Duo. I think it does, unless this picture is all a lie. And I don't know what that card is right here, but it is a storage device of some sort. So, very small. The power light is blue, and the access light, which I do like that it has, is I don't know what color it is. I think it's red. But what's neat is it has, okay, so I just noticed it does support all sorts of cards. MS Duo 2, the second version, and the original cards. That's what they support. That was the cheapest one for $6.99. The RAM I got, not a gaming RAM, it's not special. This is actually a generic picture, it's not actually what it looks like, so I don't really know what the RAM is. It's a Kingston Technology Value RAM. I don't know if Value RAM is real. It's a 1.33 gigahertz 1.3 gigahertz RAM with DDR3 capabilities. It's 8 gigs. In the future, I will buy another one of these RAM cards and put that in the second slot. There's 4 slots on the motherboard, can take up to 32 gigs of RAM. So maybe as I get on with the life I am living in, I will buy more RAM for the computer. The power supply has 24-pin power plug, ATX plug, as well as the small 12 volt rail, which is the 8-pin connector. Very nice looking. That should be coming today as well. Wow. If you order in the next 34 minutes, you can actually get this thing right now, and it'll be delivered to you right today. Wow, I've never seen that before. But anyway, I got this for $59. At Micro Center, they had it for $69, so I got it for $59 here. Yeah, so that's the power supply. If you have any questions on any of the parts that I may have missed to cover, feel free to ask. This is another one. This is what I'm going to be putting in the PCIe slot. This is a Intel dual band wireless AC 7260. Wireless AC plus Bluetooth adapter. Since it's pretty cheap for the fact that it supports AC and Bluetooth, so that's a nice thing. It goes into the PCIe header on the motherboard. It comes with the antenna, which is dual band. Yeah. ASUS also released a card. I think theirs is quad or 3-band AC also, and it is the same kind of card edge connector to PCIe. Fortunately, that's $100, but for the Intel, I'm getting 2-band AC plus a Bluetooth, which for $46.99 for a much better deal, which I think is not a bad idea. For the fan, I'm going with the not a Corsair, but an AeroCool fan. They just released these. They're part of the Dead Silence series. These fans are so freaking quiet. I watched a video on them and how they run, and hearing like a noise test, there is like very little noise coming from it. I could barely hear it running. It has all sorts of things to keep it from making noises. It has these sound dampeners, I think they call them. There are also sound dampeners on the bars in the back of the fan. There's these golf ball shaped thingies underneath the fan blades, as you can see a little bit right in that one. I don't know if you can. Golf ball things that go under the fan blades, so it'll keep it very quiet. It also has LEDs in them with rubber shock absorbers, which is pretty cool. Can run up to, I think, forget how fast can this fan go. I don't know. I'll do a video when these fans arrive. I'm not going to do a demonstration, but I'll show you what the heck and speed and stuff. The heck it does in speed. I do know it can go up to 12 volts. This is the cooler I'm getting. This is a Cooler Master Hyper T4 CPU cooler with it's an okay cooler. I wanted to try radiator system, like radiator by like an H80 H100i from Corsair, or an H60. The H60 is not as good, but I don't know. Or actually, no. The reason why I didn't go with it because the maintenance is not easy, and coolers seem to be sometimes break, and I'm kind of a little what you call what do you say, a little bit conscientious about that. The cooler can support AM3 Plus, AM3, and AM2 Plus, and AM2, so it'll support the processor I'm using, and it even comes with the the heat residue thingy. Heat residue? No, wait. Thermal paste. Yeah. This is a hard drive, Western Digital Blue 1TB desktop hard drive at 720 RPM with the SATA 3 standard, 64 megabytes of cache, 3.5 inch. I think I already said that. 6 gigabytes per second, and also has same-day delivery too. I usually go with Western Digital hard drives when it comes to repairing a laptop hard drive or getting a new one or just getting a hard drive. I tend to go with Western Digital and their 1TB drives because, well, first of all, the 1TBs are pretty cheap. This is Amazon's price, but you can get it for $49.99 at Micro Center as of when I'm making this video. It's your usual typical hard drive, and I don't know if it's designed for gaming, but it's a hard drive, and hard drives, I think, are just hard drives. Can't get any better with that. And I'm gonna go back to the top of the list. This was going to be a Blu-ray drive, but I decided that since we don't have Blu-ray, we don't use Blu-ray in this family, or at least in my generation, we don't use Blu-ray. Even though Blu-ray does exist and it is pretty cool, we don't use it. It's just too expensive for us to use as our standard. But it's so I went with which is a lot cheaper than the Blu-ray drive. The one I was going to go with was $64. This one's just $21.80. This is an Asus 24x DVD RW and CD RW. SATA internal optical drive. These are OEM drives, so these are the typical drives you might find in a desktop computer. Pretty cheap. I'm surprised how cheap DVD drives are these days, especially with the release of the Blu-ray. Just your typical SATA and SATA power and SATA data cables. So nothing special there. It's in black color, by the way. And not the last thing, but here's another thing that will be vital important to me. The motherboard's USB 2 headers only have 2, and unfortunately I have 3 devices that require the USB 2 headers. And the wireless card requires it for the Bluetooth. It just requires the data connections on the USB header, and unfortunately the case does have a USB 2 headers too. Well, there's only one it needs. It only has one USB 2 header. So that's one, and also the card reader also uses USB header. So unfortunately, there's 2 USB headers on the motherboard, and I need 3 devices that have a USB header that need to work with it. So I did some researching on internet, and this is the only device I could find that will match my specifications. This is more like a USB hub, except for internal computers. This plugs into one of your USB headers. This plugs in. It also requires power to work, and there's a Molex 4-pin Molex to 2-pin Molex, mini Molex to this card. Correct me if I'm wrong with the Molex thing. I do know that Molex manufactures these kind of plugs, connectors. So this requires one USB header and a power source from the power supply, and it gives you 3 extra USB internal headers and 2 extra USB external headers. So you can plug in a device that needs USB inside the case, like maybe a Wi-Fi card, but I'm using an internal PCI card. So basically what I'll do is I'll plug in the case internal headers, the case's internal USB 2 headers to the first port, and the second port will have this expansion board connected to it, and I will plug in the card reader to the first slot right here, the first USB slot, and the second slot will be the Bluetooth adapter. I've noticed, one thing I noticed from that card is that the Bluetooth adapter does not last long on that wireless card, but luckily I do have a USB dongle, a Bluetooth USB dongle, so I can always plug it in one of those ports back there, which is nice. This has been out for a while, but I haven't seen it before, so Interesting. So that's your typical setup. It does come with the power connector and the USB 2 header to plug it in. And the last thing that I want to buy for this case is the AeroCool DS Cube acrylic window door. This is sold at about 3 websites so far. One website sells it for $12.14, and the other 2 sites that I've mentioned are sold it for $19.99. This is basically replaces the side on that case with a window on it, and it's you can put the one without the window in storage or whatever, and put the window door on it. I don't have any serious graphics cards yet. The computer motherboard does come with built-in graphics, the ATI Radeon 3000. My iMac has the HD 2000 ATI Radeon, I think, and I think the graphics will be slightly faster and better with the internal on that gigabyte motherboard. So this door, I don't have anything to show off on the inside, but the fans inside kind of light up the whole case, and just to be nice to look through. Fortunately, with that door, I won't be able to with the window, I won't be able to look at it that much since it's going to be sitting back there, unless I decide to find a different place to put it. But that is, so far, the case. So that is the acrylic door. I'll show you a picture of it. This is the side panel. You can get this also in white for the white edition cases, but there's only one white edition, so these tend to come out of stock pretty quickly because about all of their cases are in black except for the white. They do have the white case here, which is not out of stock, I don't think. Either that or that's another website. But anyway, the case is actually out of stock too. But you can reorder it, and luckily this site sells it for only $12, which is a pretty good deal, especially when all the other sites sell it for $20 or $19.99. So not bad. No reviews for it though, even though this case has been around for quite a while. So that is everything. I will make a video of when the power supply and the RAM and the card reader come. I will show you all unboxing it or something like that. I'm not going to be showing a video of me putting the computer together because, quite honestly, I don't want to spend all that time putting it, having a video next to me and doing it. It'll get in the way of things. I will show you, like, once everything's all put together, and maybe like a halfway point I'll show you all what I did so far. But that'll probably be in the next 2 weeks or something like that, because I still need to purchase the cooler, the hard drive, and the breakout board, as well. The internal USB expansion, and a card, and the DVD drive. For this weekend, though, I think I'll be purchasing the weekend of July 19th. I will be purchasing the DVD drive, and the internal USB expansion. So basically, by the end of this week, I should only have to purchase this cooler and the hard drive. And sometimes this cooler is in stock at Micro Center, but it's very rare that it is. And usually they do sell it a little bit more expensive at Micro Center. But the hard drive I'm definitely buying at Micro Center, since it's $49.99 as of I make this video. So that is my current PC build. I will do a video update for when all the other parts come. And please leave a comment if you have one on any of these specifications or any questions you have on any of my parts. Maybe questions on why I chose that part. So feel free to leave it if you have one. And thanks for watching.